Alright guys, welcome to our final cup of the weekend. We are on the blue side of the world. I wanted to say I am D-list, joined by Counterfeit. Maybe I am today.
Well, hey guys, my name is Peter. I live in the United Kingdom and I like tea and biscuits.
Oh, who doesn't? Savage. I think, honestly, if a person who doesn't enjoy tea and biscuits is, you know, someone who enjoys other things, and I'm upset by that. Wah! Anyway.
You're supposed to be a Dane. You only like pølse.
Oh, that's true. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Guys, welcome to ESL competition. Taylor Jack, how do you get into the cup? Well, that's a great question. Nightbot should be able to answer that one for you. But let's take a look at who is in the cup today. We've got ourselves a cozy little tournament for today, but we've still got some pretty solid teams for our Sunday tournament.
We certainly have confident. Up in the top, it is going to be Vision Red. They're going to be moving straight into the semi-final. They are representing Iraq today. Below them, in our first quarterfinal of the day, it is Vol is Done versus Old Gens, France versus the United States of America respectively. And in our last quarterfinal of today, New Era going up against Next Generation from the United States and Germany respectively as well.
It should be, honestly, based on the history of Old Gens and Vol, a absolutely amazing way to start today's competition. So yes, if you'd like to play in these ESL tournaments, they're not invite only per se, but you do need to sign up with a team ahead of time. We will be having community games in between our ESL matches, but the matches themselves, you have to have a team, which you can get from joining the ESL Discord and making some friends over there. And then head to the ESL site. Sign up is free, and each of the iOS competitions has a money payout for the top team, and for PC and Android, you can get some in-game credits instead.
Hey man, I would love some in-game credits. There are some pretty damn good skins and costumes in MC5.
That's true. If you want to be the fanciest person in town, and I know I do, then it's a decent way to show yourself to the top. Of course, the teams like Vol and Old Gens who've been around for a while, they're tough customers to get through, but we have seen new teams rise up and overturn the old guard. Victory of Lords themselves have had to struggle at times to stay on top. Let's have a quick look through. So, Victory of Lords, yes, did win our previous tournament, but Victory of Lords lost the one before that to Fallen Heroes and then to Private Clan. For Old Gens, I think this incarnation at least is a new iteration. But let's look. Oh, I think they must have started their team over again. Sometimes teams do this, but it does mean you end up with very low seeding in the tournament, which is why we're getting a match which could easily have been in the finals in the first round.
Well, Old Gens versus Victory Lords, it'll be a hype one. As you mentioned, this could very well have been our grand final, but you know, Old Gens, they are a well-known team here in the MC5 community. Same goes for Victory Lord, and obviously Stress and Tito, two guys from the original Victory of Lord squad and lineup. I'm sure they're looking to go all the way to the grand final today.
For sure. We've seen a lot of Victory of Lords Skull, some of our old organizations in the field, along with Old Gens themselves. You know, have been around in one form or another for a very long time. To answer Taylor Jack's question, there is if you head to the ESL Discord, there's a recruitment channel, and if you post in there, you can find yourself some teammates to play in ESL competition. That's how a lot of people find their teams. Also, if you play during our community games, then you'll be able to provide some proof of how amazing your skills are.
Imagine if we had amazing skills, Daedalus.
I can only imagine in my many dreams of... Danish stereotypes.
In your many dreams of cycling around?
There are... Okay, apparently there are 8 Danish stereotypes. Are they true or false?
Wait, can you send... Oh wait. Read them aloud, my dude.
Apparently, these are not exactly... I can understand why I don't know any of these, because they're not exactly kind of the stereotypes that would really get traction. Danes are patriotic.
Danes are patriotic.
They apparently, because they're... This is basically thought of because there are flags, Danish flags everywhere.
I wouldn't necessarily call Danes patriotic, but... Yeah, well, okay, I can agree to patriotic as long as we're not called nationalistic.
Well, this article suggests that while it's common for Danish flags to be everywhere, they don't... yeah, you're right, it's not considered to be like a terribly important thing. It's just kind of more of a.
We use it to celebrate a lot of. We use it to celebrate a lot of things. We use it whenever we're celebrating a birthday. We use it when people die. On holidays as well. We basically use it to celebrate everything. Our bosses, they have flags on them on certain holidays.
Oh, this is a bit of a sharp turn, but Taylor Jack, I presume, is relatively new to the stream because of the questions he's asking. And welcome, Taylor Jack. It's asking, who do you think the best player in the game is at the moment? I guess, if we limit ourselves to the ESL competition, so that it's, it's people that people have heard of, we've got Stress, team owner and leader of one of the most successful MC5 teams.
Well, does it? Just a quick question: does it have to be from the red cups, or can it be from the blue cups as well?
I think we could extend it across iOS.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think you could probably make a case for some of the Japanese players as well.
Sure.
What am I think?
I'm trying to think of from yesterday. Let's have a quick look back and see if I can just remind myself of the player names, because there were some pretty impressive plays in the blue.
Well, we have Rai and Ryusei. They're always pretty damn strong.
Oh, what about from the Great Clan who won out yesterday's tournament? They had Swash, who I don't know if they're a renamed older player or a new player, but their name wasn't particularly familiar to me. But SWACHE, Swash. Well, I think they had a slightly different name in game, but they were very, very good.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find some of the other Japanese squads and the Korean squad. I can't find them. Well, maybe Peter, we could do that in a pause while we wait for the rest to join up.
Yes, it looks like we've got one last remaining member of each team to still join up. So, guys, we'll be right back after we have a bit of a dig in. Our first ESL competitive match will start in just a few moments' time. Welcome back, everyone, and to our first official ESL game of the day. All Gens versus VOL. Blue versus red. This should be a fantastic opening match to bring us into the tournament.
You're right, Deedless. Are you hyped, Deedless? Let's go, Deedless.
Alright, yeah, we're done with that one now.
Oh, we're not doing role-playing anymore?
No, we've reverted to our own identities for the start of official ESL competition. But this is serious business!
Which identity am I? I have like multiple identities.
Oh, that's true. Man, it's tough getting through passport control when you're three different people.
Yeah, I always forget the right passport.
So, to the game itself.
Yes, all Gens coming out swinging, 3 kills to begin with, and we're not even 1 minute in, kind of fit.
Yeah, really strong start for them. Daffy pick up a lot of those kills. Even with the old gens only playing with 4 players, they're still looking pretty good. Angela, with the very shiny Cog V in Pride colours, is going to be looking to sneak out and maybe grab a couple more, but no, Victory Lords catch them as they come in, and I think perhaps the Lords will be bringing their superior numbers to bear once it comes to these close quarters fights.
Yeah, well, we know Victory of Lord as a squad, they're not pretty damn good as a team, but they're always a team that have some very good individuals who can come in and just completely wreck their opponents. And right now we're not seeing that. Victory of Lords, maybe they need to start getting warm, maybe they just need this first game to get in gear, but right now it is all gens who are in control of the game.
Oh boy, it's, as we said, this is potentially a grand finals game we played out here. You're right, if Victory of Lords aren't as warmed up as maybe they should be, they could really suffer here. Because we're in the quarter-final section of today's tournament, it is only best of 3, so every game is very much important.
It certainly is kind of it, and now here in this quarterfinal it is even more important because we have only 2 rounds to really play in here today. 3 if you come from the quarterfinals, which means that you don't have to play for that long today, and therefore it's not really a marathon today, it's more of a sprint. And for some of these teams, they can really work with that because it means that they just can't go for these very explosive games where they just need to put everything on the line.
Yeah, you're right. I suspect that both teams have very little reason to hold back at all, as Victory of Lords have taken the lead for themselves. The superior numbers, I think, overwhelming the old gens despite the strong start to the game. You can see, for the most part, Victory of Lords members are operating as mini squads. The 5 of them split across into groups of 2 and 1 wildcard. For old gens, they're struggling to stay out on the field as they're getting taken down pretty fast. Daffy trying to hold the line against Vol does get forward and get one back, but is going to hit from multiple angles.
He is, and he will go down, but you're right, kind of it. Sometimes it just helps when you go out as single squads. You don't need to stay together as 5 people. MC5, it's a lot about running and about gunning, and if you have these small squads, the 2-person squads, the 3-person squads, then you can back each other up, and you can still get those kills because you have the man advantage in terms of firepower.
3 minutes and change left on this first game. It's looking like Victory of Lords, whatever ring rust they may have had coming into this one, has been shaken off pretty convincingly, as we've got God there taking shelter behind the shield. We've certainly been seeing a lot more of the Commander recently in competitive play. I think that's really where it shines, where not only can you protect yourself with that shield, but also your teammate can fire across your shoulders as well.
But 9 more kills for Victory Lord, and they will be done with the first quarter-final game. That is on streets, obviously, but we're going to scramble next up, and then if all gens they can catch back up on scramble, we're going to vantage. So, guys, we have plenty of official ESL competition here today, and you don't want to miss it.
Just a few steps away as old gens, they get to the halfway mark when Victory of Lords are essentially done. Let's find those numbers here. So it is Team Captain Stress who are discussing who the best MC5 player was at the moment. Certainly Stress hasn't always been that, the carry player for Victory of Lords, but in this game at least, they have picked up an enormous amount of kills, really outstripping anybody else in the game, maybe Make in a relatively distant second place, but the results are in, and Vol have won.
It's very impressive to see Victory Lords have 3 people in the top 3 with 15, 11, and 11 kills kind of fit. It means that everyone is able to find those kills and not die too much, and it really helps your team stay competitive and stay afloat when everyone can help carry the burden, so to say.
Well, guys, we will be getting it lined up for Old Gens versus Vol game number 2. As Dila said, we have got ourselves a compact tournament today, so we'll be getting through it pretty darn quick. We will, of course, be having our community game once Old Gens and Vol is done, so make sure your Tier 7 and below weapons, your Tier 3 and below armors are ready for we play our community games under broadly the same rules as the official ESL competition. We'll see you guys in a few minutes' time for the resumption of round 2 of our quarterfinals. Welcome back everyone, Old Gens versus Victory of Lords, a game that could easily have been our grand finals today, but Victory of Lords, they impressed. After a strong start for Old Gens, Lords came back and made that first game not even close by the end.
Yeah, well, once Victory of Lords they took over, they just completely ran off with the game. They didn't give Old Gens a chance of making their comeback, but now we are on Scramble. It's a completely different map. It's a lot about snipers. In Victory of Lords, they showed last time on Streets that they favor the ARs and the shotguns and not necessarily the snipers. And Old Gens, they're doing pretty well for themselves right here. To begin with, finding 6 kills all with snipers.
Yeah, I think this might be a bit of a mistake here from Victory of Lords to lean so heavily on the assault class and only bring one sniper to a traditionally very sniper-centric map. But, I don't know, we'll have to see. Certainly the grenades can be very effective if they're thrown out, especially en masse. So, the Victory of Lords, they have managed to catch up on Old Gens. We'll have to keep our eyes out on how well Old Gens are able to control the space and keep the shorter range Victory of Lords from fully engaging.
They certainly need to keep a lid on Victory of Lords. Last time, in game number 1, Victory of Lords, they showed that once they get control of a game, they can run off with it. And that's what is starting to happen right here. Victory of Lords, they're not giving over any kills, they're not dropping any advantage back over to Old Gens, and they're just completely taking over.
Stress, again, making a solid case for themselves as one of the superior players on the iOS platform. As Victory Lords, they stay ahead, but it's not by any means a done deal. Rapid, from the Old Gen side, has got a very solid score for themselves. They are rocking the sniper with, of course, the evil eye, as you might expect to see a Victory of Lords coming.
But Bomber is coming in here for Victory Lords, and the airstrikes and the Old Gens bombers did also come into play, but it didn't do anything for them. And Victory Lords, they're finding 5 kills in them, or so they're finding themselves with 5 kills in the lead, and that is with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. It's looking good for Victory Lords, and they're not allowing Old Gens at all to play around with these snipers.
Karthik Vinu, welcome to the stream. What is this about? We are an official ESL competition. Old Gens and Victory Lords in a best of 3 struggle to get through to the semi-finals. Right now, Victory Lords have got that first game in hand, so they only need to win a single more time to secure their place up in the semis.
And in that semi kind of it, they're going to be meeting up against Vision Red, so that means the Victory of Lords, they already know their opponent and they can start to think about that if they feel confident winning this game. Obviously, as you said, it's not a done deal. It's only 9 kills that they have in the lead right now, and we have seen crazier stuff being turned around here in MC5.
Danny King on Facebook asking what happened yesterday. We will get into that in a minute. For now, we'll keep our focus on this game itself. But yes, there was the iOS Blue just yesterday, our other iOS tournament, but this one is so far looking like it could be a very Vol-centric competition if they continue to perform at this kind of level the whole way through.
Victory of Lords right now looking like an unstoppable team, but obviously there's a reason why they're seeded this low and that they have to start in the quarterfinals. So I'm gonna give some benefit of the doubt over to Vision Red and say that those guys, they should be able to stand their ground against VOL.
Daffy and the other Old Gens members doing what they can to try and defend in this last part of the second game, but it's not looking like, again, it's going to be close. Last time Old Gens, they were around that 25 kill mark when the game was over. A little better this time round, but Victory of Lords, they are not giving the Old Gens any chance to get on their feet. No excuses this time round. All 5 members from both teams in circulation, but the result stays pretty much the same. A dominating Victory of Lords victory.
Old Gens, they continue to try and get up, but Victory of Lords, they keep kicking them down. And they're going to be finishing them out with at least a 20 kill lead kind of it. 19, never mind, 19. But still, VOL looking completely unstoppable, and I'm looking forward to seeing them go up against Vision Red or potentially go into the grand final, because a team like this is so crazy and it's basically unstoppable. Now, however, I'm looking at the bracket and we might already have a team in the grand final. We're gonna have to ask our admins to confirm that, seeing as how we are only just about to reach the semifinal.
Yeah, I think, yes. So you can tell when there's a 1-0 result, that tends to be because of an admin decision. So New Era beat out Next Generation. I presume that Private Clan were unable to attend. That's why New Era has gotten to the grand final already. But it does mean we'll probably be going straight into the semi-finals between Vision Red and Vol is done. But before we do, we've got a community game for you guys to play in. If you use the passkey ESL123, we're getting it set up as we speak. And then you guys will be able to take your place live on stream. Karthik Vinu, your first time in a live TV. Well, we run 3 tournaments over every weekend of MC5, and you can play as long as you're on the appropriate platform. So in this case, iOS. But we've also got PC and Android cups. But if you've got MC5, then you can join in on the community games, or if you can find yourself a team, then you can come and join in the tournament itself. It's free to enter, but the competition will be fierce. Maxwell A, when will the next update come out in Modern Combat? Unfortunately, we don't know. We're not developers ourselves, but from what I've heard, it is being worked on. Most recently, we had the updates which would put in the new sort of refined version of the Spectator, as well as some balance changes, which saw the supports get some buffs, which is why you will see people using it a lot more often in our ESL competition. For now, though, come and join us.
Peter,
friends.
have you ever played in MC or ESL competition?
I don't think I have.
Why not?
Nobody ever wants to play with me.
Well, to be fair, Peter, you're not that good.
Well, I mean, that's that's a pretty reasonable reason for people not to want to play with me. But hey, maybe one day, once I get good. Gaming Test, welcome. Let's see if we can find you some friends. Taco Gaming, welcome. Danny King, who won the mask giveaway? I'm afraid I'm not sure. The community manager, Radu, tends to handle giveaways and things like that for Game Not, so keep your eyes out. There will probably be a post on the Facebook page, possibly on the Twitter as well, to announce any giveaway winners for any particular competitions. Alright, Gaming Test and Zelu. Let's see if we can just get a couple more to make sure the game carries on during the break. Hopefully we'll get this community game in before we have ourselves our semi-final. So let's have a quick check-in actually on Vision Red, because they're not a team which I'm super familiar with. So they are led up by Trinity BSW.
BSW. I don't recognize any of the players, to be honest.
No. Well, they have got someone called Sniper, and one of their team owners having BSW in their name does suggest they are a team that are probably fond of sniping. But yes, apart from that, they've taken part in 2 competitions and been knocked out fairly early on. So, I don't know. Keonta King, welcome to the stream. We're just setting up a community game for iOS players at the moment. Hopefully we can find some. I think everyone's too busy sleeping off their Sunday lunch. Panchito, with a sad face. Oh boy. Aha! And some players making political statements with their usernames. Love it.
You what now?
Alright, so we've got... Well, I think that's not right. That's somebody making some comment on right. Oh, there we go. Beast. Welcome. So we're going to open things up on overtime. If you do see us drop out this game, it's because we've got another ESL match. But for now, you can use the passkey to join in once the game is underway. And also the global chat invite, I believe, will still stay good all the way through as long as you can find it. Let's just wait for Rocks to get in, and let's get going. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Alright guys, that was a well played game, but I have received word that we are going to be jumping straight to our grand finals today, where Victory of Lords will be going up against New Era. So with that in mind, I don't know if we can quite fit in a... Oh, okay. No, we cannot fit in another community game. We're going straight into that grand finals. So, hold your breath, everyone. No, probably don't do that. That's a bad idea. There will still be a couple of minutes, but just a couple of minutes away. It's our best of 5 grand final for these two teams. €100 on the line. Should be a lot of fun. Victory of Lords versus New Era. So a quick check-in. I believe New Era are a pretty successful team, yes. They lost out to Victory of Lords in the finals of the previous tournament. In fact, that's kind of been a bit of a run for them. New Era, they've made it to the finals multiple times, but each time they've been knocked out either by Victory of Lords or by some other top team. Perhaps today will be the chance for them to change their fortunes. Guys, we'll take a micro break before we start up our best of 5 grand finals, starting out on rooftops. We'll be back in just a few moments' time. Welcome back, everybody. New Era versus Victory of Lords. Our grand finals best of 5 starts here on the rooftops. New Era, they've been looking out for a tournament win for a while, but Victory of Lords are one of those teams that have stood in their way. Will we see a change of fortunes, or Victory of Lords on top once again?
And Counterfeit, we have to admit that we've only seen Victory of Lord play today here in this tournament, but what they've shown has been so impressive. It's been crazy how dominant they were, rather, in their quarterfinal.
Yeah, it's been a very strong mission statement spelled out here by Victory of Lords. New Era, they made it here through beating out the German squad Next Generation in their match. Victory of Lords bypassing Vision Red in the semi-finals to make it here, but honestly, based on these teams' previous performances, I think we still set up for a very strong grand finals.
I'm sure we are, but now we are starting out here on rooftops. Counterfeit. We're 2 minutes in, and the two teams, they have only found 1 kill each. They're taking it very slow, but oh, stress. He wanted to just frag someone with a grenade. He's unable to do that as he's immediately shot in the head, and now MC5 is walking a bit around right here, trying to see if he can find someone. Senate will find one, however, from Victory of Lord, and New Era are up 2 kills, and with this game being so slow, 2 kills is quite a lot.
It's certainly a very methodical pace set so far. MC5 doing a great job of being able to punish Victory of Lords as they try and pick individual kills off of New Era. MC5 was the one who took out team captain for Victory of Lords. Stress from above does take a little bit of fire. I'm not sure where that one actually even came from. But YOLO and the rest of New Era, they are in control of the top of the rooftops. And Victory of Lords, they need to find a way to get up and really get their hands on New Era.
They really need to do so, but it's just so hard. Once a team is in control over the top area on rooftops, it's just very hard to push out because they can just chop grenades at you when you're coming up the stairs. They can shoot you through the little panels in the top of the roof, and it just means that all the openings that you have are essentially already blocked.
You can see up here, Deepa in their terror form will actually take a bullet to the face from Cheeto and the rest of the Victory of Lords squad. The Lords are managing to actually catch up relatively well, and going to respect the old, I want to say the red, white and blue, but nobody actually calls it that, the Union Jack for Cheeto there. Good bit of, I don't know if Cheeto's actually British, but I appreciate the British skin nonetheless.
Well, congratulations, P. Is it tea time now?
It's always tea time.
What about biscuits? You can never forget that.
Well, biscuits are for winners, biscuits are for closers, and that €100 is only for the team that finishes out in first place here today. Second place, Steelers, it's just not good enough. It's all about being at the very top level.
You also need to promise to use those €100 on biscuits.
Oh man, just imagine how many biscuits you can make out of that. Stress makes no beef about it. By chasing down the New Era players, we'll get flanked around though, but a nice double pickup there means Victory of Lords, despite a rough start, are still looking competitive. Maybe not if Deepa has anything to say about it though.
D-pad with 6 kills and 2 deaths are looking pretty damn strong so far. But Victory of Lords, they're very far behind here in this game, and they need to now find those kills and step it up. Or New Era are just going to run away with it with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Victory of Lords, they are in a hurry.
You can see Aries Gaming and others supporting Deepa in the chat. Certainly a popular player and performing pretty darn well so far. Team Captain Stress is definitely holding the line for the Victory of Lords team as they continue to be pushed back by the tides of points New Era want to bring in. Stress will not be able to escape up the stairs with the rest of the squad fighting the rearguard action, but a good punish there from the other Victory of Lords members keeps that points difference even.
Still 30 to 23 counterfeit, now 31 to 23. Victory Lords, they're not exactly catching back up to New Era. They're not doing well for themselves in terms of just shortening this lead that New Era they have. And I think we're not going to see any victory here for the Lords. I'm pretty sure that they're going to fall here on rooftops, and they're just going to get their turn to fight back on Conversion, which is our next map. But so far, New Era, they are the better team showing up on rooftops.
While Stress has done well, the rest of the team, their second highest scoring player, equal with Stress, with 11 deaths. That's not where you want to be at all. Victory of Lords, they keep trying to catch up with New Era, but Amon, definitely one of my MVPs for the first round, has been getting those crucial kills to keep Victory of Lords from building that momentum they need.
Victory of Lords only 6 kills behind. It's not a lot, but New Era, they're creeping close to 40 kills. And 40 kills is the mark that you don't want to be close to. Sorry, you don't want your opponent, rather, to be close to. Of course, you want to be close to it. But now 1 minute is left. Victory of Lords, they're pretty close to New Era. And they're actually catching back up. But still, New Era, they just need 10 more kills. And they will be done with this first game in this grand final.
But now we've also got to worry about the time ticking away. Stress continues to pick up kills for the squad. It's very close. 35 seconds left to go. Victory of Lords, they are so close to catching up, but New Era have done such an incredible job in the early going.
They certainly have, and can they finish out things? We only have 22 seconds left. They have a 6 kill lead. Victory of Lords, they're not doing themselves a favor by giving up so many kills. And right there, Kevin, 3 kills will put New Era just 1 step closer. D-pad finding 1. We need 2 more for New Era. Stress will find that 1 trade. Aminrat comes in, finds that 1 kill, and now it all ends out with YOLO coming in and securing the last kill for New Era, giving them that first game here in this grand final.
It all came down to those last few moments. Victory of Lords surged forwards, sensing that the end might be near. But ultimately, New Era, they made such an effective punish. It wasn't even close by the end, but you look back, 30 seconds before the end, and it could have been anyone's game.
It certainly could, Counterfeit. It was so close at one point. But then the momentum and pressure that Victory Lords, they had built up for themselves, they just lost it. And New Era, they were once again allowed to get that control back in the hands.
Well, guys, we've got plenty more of the finals to come. New Era versus Victory of Lords. Round 1 is in the books, but it takes 3 wins for a team to call themselves our champions. We shall find out which team will stride towards that goal in just a few minutes' time. Welcome back, everybody. The second game of our best of 5 grand finals is here. We are headed to conversion as New Era took that first game despite what could have been a Vol turnaround that just didn't materialize by the end of the game.
Well, Vol, they did end up pressuring New Era just a tiny bit, but couldn't finish out things. And now, here on conversion, they're looking to make their return and to get revenge.
Both teams taking each other's measure once again as they maneuver around for position. First blood falls to New Era, though we have got a respawning Cheeto coming around the backside. Make gonna mix things up in close quarters. A risky but ultimately profitable strategy this time around, as Shine is on the roam with that Bramson. looking for some short-range engages, will find two members of New Era, manages to get through one of them and disengage.
Oh, New Era there once again just coming out and taking control over the game from the start. Counterfeit here in game number 2. They are looking as hot as they did in game number 1, and this is exactly how they start to choke out their opponents in these games. They should get control from the start, put the pressure onto your opponents, get inside their head and mess with their confidence, and force them to make these mistakes.
Certainly, it seems like New Era have gotten Vol off balance, as they've got a huge lead already. Terra Deepat. Oh man, there's two Terras now. They're multiplying. For New Era, certainly has their fans in the chat, and is performing extraordinarily well. Whereas Stress before was the leader for Victory of Lords, they've yet to find their feet. But Deepat does take their first death there, so perhaps, just perhaps, Victory of Lords can find their way back in if they can keep that top scorer off the field.
We're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. Now, however, Victory of Lords, they are still behind 7 kills. That means that they have quite a task ahead of them if they are to catch back up to New Era. New Era, as I've said, they get inside your head, they force you to make mistakes, and New Era, if they get this game right here, and they will go 2-0 up in the grand final, then I really think that they're going to be messing so much with the head of Vol. But Vol, now, I actually more or less even with with New Era, 20-19. That is not something you really expected to see, but they make that push happen, and they come out.
Deepat though with a beautiful flank there onto Victory of Lords. I think that might have even been a triple. Deepat had been taken off the field for a little while. You can see 2 deaths versus 0 from before. But now is back pumping out points for New Era. Arjun Salwan. I haven't been to the stream in a while, but well, always lovely to have some old timers back in circulation. You're just in time to be seeing our second game of our best of 5 grand final between New Era and Victory of Lords. Victory of Lords, in game 1, they teased us with the possibility of a comeback. They're doing it even more fiercely this time round. But New Era, they still stay ahead for now.
But they're just shy of 2 kills inside of Victory Lord, so it's not like New Era, they are very far ahead. And now right here, we're actually just 1 kill apart, and now we're even! 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to go, and the two teams, they just stand at each other's toe, and they fight at point blank, with Victory Lords taking over, going 5 kills ahead.
So who is it? It is a godly one, Vol God. With the, it looks like actually playing it, that's true, girl. They're playing the heavy now. They were playing the commander. Now on the heavy, as Vol's lead is significant, but you know how quickly these games can turn. Another kill there for Cheeto, taking the short range fight. Somehow a New Era member spawning right in front of them. You see Amin Rad, who controlled the rooftops before getting blown to pieces. Victory of Lords starting to make us believe they can tie this series back up once again.
But New Era, they're just 5 kills behind, and they are a team that definitely can change it right there. 2 kills. Victory of Lords, are you about to throw away this final lead that you got for yourself?
Stress is surrounded and put in the ground, and New Era are back in contention as we come to these last few moments. It's going to be just on raw amount of kills. God for Victory of Lords stepping up, and Shine putting on some serious numbers. You can see the Victory of Lords team, they are grouping up now. They've got the advantage. New Era will have to come to them.
It's so close here, kind of between these two teams. 47-46, New Era. You're just so close, but same goes to Victory of Lords. A New Era, they would love to go 2-0 up here into the grand final and put even more pressure onto Victory of Lords. 2 more kills. Can they find it? Kevin, he's looking for it. He's searching for it. But Victory of Lord, 1 more kill and they will be done. No, who's going to get it? 49-49. Who can get that last kill? They're fighting right here. Kevin will find it. Kevin will get that kill for New Era.
What an end to our second grand finals game. Man, I did not expect it to go to literally the last kills, but we're seeing so many of those recons in there, so many Bramstons, that we've got this explosive gameplay. Terra, D-Pat, with the strongest performance of that game, but somehow Victory of Lords, through a whole team effort, managed to bring it back to the closest game we've seen today.
Oh man, Counterfeit. Remember that I said New Era they get inside your head? Just imagine that the pressure that Victory Lords, they're going to be under now. That they are behind 2 games in a best of 5 grand final.
It's the worst position you can really be in. It will force out a reverse sweep, winning every single one of the next 3 games with Victory of Lords to become your champions. New Era, they stand on the precipice of breaking a long losing streak in the Grand Finals. We'll see if they can complete the job in Game 3, coming up after the break. Friends, all welcome. Game 3 of our grand final is here. And while New Era have 2 games in hand and need only one more to call themselves our champions, Victory of Lords have been edging closer and closer. Now on Vantage, Victory of Lords need to complete a reverse sweep, 3 wins in a row to become champions. New Era need to do it only one more time.
And New Era, they have been looking pretty damn good here today. Stress, mate, you don't start out this game where you have to catch up all the slack and do a reverse sweep by killing yourself. But as I was saying, New Era, they've been looking good, but damn did they have to work for it in game number 2. Vol, they put them to the test.
I remember before, Amon-Rad again are gonna put the Vol team leader in their place. On rooftops, Amon-Rad was the one who stopped Victory of Lords from getting set up with a sniping style. This time round though, we'll be keeping our eyes on the Terror Twins, Kevin and D-Pat. Certainly D-Pat have been doing pretty well in the previous game. This time round though, yet to find a kill or even a death so far. It has been Amon-Rad for the side of New Era, and for Vol, it's been Shine and Make picking up the kills so far.
New Era, they can always rely on Amon-Rad, but Victory of Lords is also pretty damn good that they have someone that they can rely on right now with them having their backs against the wall. If you can take off the scoreboard, kind of, please, then you can see right now that Victory of Lords, they have every single player with a kill. That's not the same that goes for New Era. They have one guy with 0 kills, and that's not a good look. Actually, they have 2 guys with 0 kills. That's not a good look. When you're 2-0 up in a grand final, you want to have everyone performing, and that's what Victory of Lords they have. They know that this is the time that they need to put in the work.
D-Pat comes alive for the New Era squad, but Victory of Lords, echoing their previous game performances, are hot on New Era's tail. Only a couple of kills separating now as the recon aircraft comes through. Make, I think, right in the middle of the team, but God does grab 2. It's still so very close as both teams, not even on this very expansive map, not giving each other very much time to find their feet.
They are just going at each other all the time. But New Era, they are coming out ahead. Victory of Lords, slow things down. Don't play into the strength of New Era where they can go against you in a 2-man squad, in a 3-man squad, and have them back each other up. You want to take them on a 1v1. You want to just fight them in a guerrilla style, and that's not what you're doing. You're playing into their strength.
Kevin charging down the stairs. New Era start to break away from Victory of Lords. And things could be getting a little bit spicy. We've got, of course, as we look across teams, looking like actually a pretty good mix of classes from New Era. Amon-Rad, one of their top players on the sniper class. God on the Victory of Lords side of things, bringing out the Commander with the Severance. Has, of course, got those armor packs for them and their teammates to just get a little bit of extra health in, but you can see around the corner, D-Pat is waiting. God is thinking, do you go up? I think God might have actually been taken out off screen.
Kind of it. You know what, Vol, they're close to catching back up with New Era. They're only 3 kills behind, and I feel like they could do it. I can feel in my jellies right now that there's only 3 more kills. Sorry, that there's only a matter of seconds before Victory Lords. They could catch back up to New Era and give us a series.
Well, there's 3 minutes remaining. New Era are very close to closing out this whole tournament here and now. Amon-Rad continues to perform, trading across kills. It's all that's needed. Terra, Kevin, and Amon-Rad, both with extremely impressive scorelines at the moment. Victory of Lords, they need one really, really good team fight. And unfortunately for them, it does not seem to be forthcoming.
That is true. New Era, they are taking over the game. They are finishing out things. But Victory of Lords now, they have surpassed 40 kills, now 41. But New Era, 4 more, and they will be done with the grand final.
2 more kills are going to do it. Let's find those numbers. Terra, Kevin, and Amon-Rad, and D-Pat all getting the job done. And it's YOLO and D-Pat who finished the job a full 3-0. New Era, untouched, complete the grand finals. They have broken their losing streak in grand finals, and they have done so in style.
Congratulations to New Era. They looked so good here today. We must just say again and again that they looked pretty damn good here in their grand final. To be fair, Victory Lords, they also looked very good in their quarterfinal, where we saw them play first up today against Old Gens, but New Era, they just looked way better than Vol, and that is surprising considering how good Vol they looked.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's a huge day for New Era. You look at their team history, they lost their last tournament against Vol, and before that to Brooklyn, before that to Private Clan. So to win so convincingly has got to mean a lot. For now though guys, that will be the end of our MC5 streams for the weekend. If you haven't already, please do follow Modern Combat on whatever platform you happen to be viewing our broadcast on. Daedalus, if people are looking for your casting, your climbing, your Danish flags,
My Little Ponying.
Ah, that too.
Yeah.
Where would they
Then,
look?
well, on the internet, of course.
I mean, that's a good start.
Well, on Twitter, of course.
I'll tell you what, I'll help you out. If you look for Daedalus Cast on the social media platforms, you can find him there. He's been a bit shy. He's going with that old Danish proverb, stereotype of Danes being strong and like Vikings, but, you know, shy like Vikings. You can find me at Counterfeit Cast all over the internet tubes as well. Thank you, of course, to our admins for today, Danny W and Pap helping out, and of course to our wonderful moderators. I think we definitely saw Hunter and Hero Gaming Simon. I don't know if Big Gorilla was around at one point. But thank you guys so much. We shall be back next week. We are setting up plans currently for monthly finals, the big competitions that everyone's working towards in the near future. So keep your eye out on the ESL page. And as soon as we know, then you shall know as well. For now, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next weekend.